Standing apart and to be able to remain apart depends on vigilant parents who conscientiously choose for Reformed education. I am Abko Knapp, the former principal of the William Lawrence from 1983 to 2002. The first principal of the William Lawrence was Mr. Van de Kamp. He and his wife and his family had a hard time as recent immigrants, and there were definitely hardships.
I also think that one of the challenges during the early days was simply that of distance. When the high school was formed in 1978, students were bused from all ends of the Fraser Valley at quite some distance.
I think it's undeniable that there was a significant amount of sacrifice needed on behalf of the parents to get the schools going. I remember old Mr. Bradenhoff, when he was still alive, telling me the story of going around to people on Sunday and saying, you know, we need your $1. And for a lot of the families back then, $1 a week was a significant sacrifice.
It took years for the teachers, together with the principals of the day, to work together to build up Christian perspective in education.
Really, we are richly blessed because of the sacrifices made from our forefathers.
God's hand in the schools has just been tremendous, and in many ways just unexpected. Very shortly after our school community desired to go into the high school grades, the Independent School Act came into being in British Columbia, and funding first at 35% and then later on 50% came into being.
Every year, to my amazement, we look back and we see God's faithfulness, and we also see God's faithfulness through the community, that people in the community are able to step up and meet those needs. So,
coming together on a Saturday or on a holiday and putting up the walls for the next school building, those are things that bring a community together. And I think that's exactly what happened in the days when our schools were first established.
Yeah, parents can get involved in so many different ways. We ask not only parents, but our community to surround also John Calvin and all the Fraser Valley schools with your prayers. We also covet and long for volunteers.
Covenant education is important now for these students because as they grow up, they see the world as starting with God. They see everything comes together in Him.
You need Reformed teachers who excel professionally. We need a school administration that professionally makes clear to the membership what Reformed education is all about.
Covenantal education is Christian education with a focus to the covenant relationship that we have with our God through baptism for our children.
We are always aware of the antithesis that God has chosen His people. As we look forward, we don't want to see that foundation change. That's the blessing of a tremendously rich heritage, and we want to continue delivering that heritage to the next generation so that they are also able to pass on to their children.
I think we're investing in the next generation, and we're investing in the next generation in a complicated, difficult world. And so
anything that we can do to inculcate Reformed beliefs in our kids is going to be a good thing also for the future of our churches.
As I continue to reflect on Psalm 145 and what it means to tell the coming generation of His good deeds, it's integral that not only the parents, but our whole community invests in Reformed education.
The heritage that we have needs to continue to be passed on from generation to generation. And it's difficult to envision that apart from the schools that we have been blessed with so richly.
The Valleywide project is something that we can get behind as a community. It's a way to reinvigorate our schools. It's a way for us to reaffirm our ownership of our own schools and make them the places that we want them to be. Right now we are incredibly blessed. We're blessed as a community with the schools that we have, but we can make them even better. We can only do that though with your help.